I was live wire on this one. If any of you appreciate Smokey going full tilt, this is your extravaganza. Go get your popcorn. So,
hold on. Sorry to interrupt you, David. But brothers, what are you guys doing? Like talking to the clown. What are you doing?
Yeah, there it is.
Kevin? Like, why are you bothering with that kind of a discussion with that kind of a person? Come on, guys. It's kind of silly.
May I weigh in really quick?
Speaking of cartoon characters.
Wait, Nick, what do you? I don't understand what you mean.
It's just going on inside chat. I'm just talking to Kevin.
Oh, I don't let that even just. I leave side chat.
That's what I'm.
Can I weigh in really quick?
I'm like, come on.
First
guys,
of all, Nick, you're not even competent to even publicly teach in here. You should be fucking ousted in this stream.
Okay, first off, language.
You're a biblical illiterate. You should not be teaching in here, Nick. Get out of here. Piss off.
Go ahead and prove it instead of asserting it. I don't have a problem.
You already did prove it. You're a free gracer. What else do we need to prove? You disqualified yourself.
That's why would you come in and do that?
Well, why would he come at Gavin and actually come at him?
Did
you know he actually pushing Gavin? He's going to have a public trial on Gavin Hurlman. Do you believe this shit?
I don't know about these things.
Yeah, D-Bob, you don't know about these things, just like your God doesn't know things.
Guys, we should either not let Tom talk, or I should be allowed to talk.
That was savage. I love that. Praise right on point.
This is just like an old Western, you know. I'm sitting there, and all of a sudden, I'm sitting there. The piano player stops playing, and the double doors swing in the saloon, and here comes Smokey and the gun.
Let me just invoke Will Kincaid just quickly. What Nicholas is saying is ultra instinct Down syndrome.
Oh wait, it gets better. Oh no, it gets better. No, Boki, what you will witness is Nicholas' claim to have debated me on his channel with me not there and had won. You will see him make that claim. You want to talk about ultra instinct Down syndrome? Oh, just wait. No, you haven't seen anything yet, I assure you. Yeah, praise. Well, praise, I just had to give you a highlight of specific kudos because that was freaking awesome. Right at Bob. Nailed it. Incredible. Well played, sir. Well played.
With him, but what it's
sharp.
More than just
praise is getting sharp on the wit. I feel like he maybe some of me is rubbing off on him a little bit. He's really getting sharper in the wit department these days, I've noticed. His responses are a lot more clear and right to the point, and he doesn't parse things like he used to. He just goes right into it. I appreciate it. It's been interesting seeing Praise progress. Kudos to you, Praise.
It's those cocaine cigarettes you've been sending me in Praise.
Sure. Yeah.
You told me Gavin wanted to debate me, and I said I won't debate him because he's unqualified unless he wants to debate whether or not he's qualified. And I didn't expect him to take me up on it. I wouldn't debate someone like that, but he took me up on it. My first inclination was just to not debate him. I did it all in peaceful, nice agreement and stuff. And Gavin just emailed me today. He said it's rescheduled. Gavin.
Peaceful, nice agreement to say you're not qualified to speak on the faith or speak in ministry or speak about your faith. Yeah, that's a peaceable thing, Nicholas. Sure. Yeah.
And I are good. I don't even know what you're going on about. You're being very
no. You're the one that actually you put a stink into it because you says I used the word slag, which you even had no context behind it. I said in a spiritual sense, these people are slags, and you thought that all of a sudden that I'm disqualified for being a moderator in my channel.
No, I said I won't appear on your channel. It was abusive. You were calling her a slag over.
Well, it was abusive. The guy's a slag whore.
In the New Testament, Old Testament?
Well, yeah, but you were saying it about this person over and over again just to be abusive
so does God.
in some kind of weird way. I mean, Tom, what you were doing is just, as a Christian, I can't go on your channel if you were just doing that a few days ago. I don't just go on channels where
Nicholas is pulling an Otangelo here. What a coward!
On a few days later, as if it never happened. Your behavior was not
excuses.
Christian. That's on you.
Then you're
Tom.
saying that
it's
God
is.
You're saying God's behavior isn't. And then you're saying that God's behavior is not good enough for you. Then, Because
I don't think
he calls people whores, Nick.
By having that woman on the screen. You didn't even let her finish her point. At the end of the video, she talked about how Christians are to do good works, but you didn't even let her say that. You misrepresented her, and you were accusing her. It was absurd, man. And you're trying to. Why would you come in and take this as the way you're going to act like you're a Christian? You're acting like you're not a Christian. That's what it looks like to us.
You still haven't found the gospel, you piece of trash. That's your problem. You have no clue what the gospel is. That's why you're defending swine and slags. You're an idiot, Nicholas. You want to talk about someone who's disqualified? You're theologically incompetent. You're a child.
Okay, those are just insults. You have arguments.
Shut up, Bob.
They don't want to get in arguments with me. The thing is, Smokey knows I won't argue with him on theology.
There it is. There's the ultra instinct Down syndrome.
At the same time, he wouldn't want to. He knows I would run circles around him like he's nothing. He doesn't even study the Bible, really.
Wow.
Can I just say something in confidence?
Go ahead. Go ahead.
I'll air it publicly because I might as well. This is going back last year, maybe like, I don't know, 3-4 months, but Nicholas was in a stream with Rebecca, Bread of Life, and myself. And let's just say when we went off air, in fact, if anyone can find it, like go into Bread of Life and look for like a stream that I was in, but specifically Nicholas was in, and you notice the entire stream, Rebecca seemed a little bit on edge with Nicholas. In other words, you could tell she was a little bit uncomfortable. Mm-hmm. And when the stream ended, in private, she told Nicholas straight to his face, "Look, you just make me uncomfortable. There's some sort of like underlying, I don't know. It's like you're always after a fight. You're always trying to pick on people, or you're always trying to like, correct them." And the way you, I mean, okay, there's nothing wrong with that, but the way you approach it, it just makes me uncomfortable.
Hey, Robert,
so
may I bring some fatherly advice here?
Sure.
Being married to a woman myself, women have this creep radar that sometimes they're not able to like pinpoint why a man creeps them out, but they do. Ladies in the live chat, please chime in if I'm right or not.
I think it's instinctual. I agree.
So I see Smokey has not changed.
You know what, Bob? I got something for you too, bitch boy. I don't want to hear you coming in these rooms and talking about how you're so sanctified and holy that you need to police other people's speech. Because guess what? You say profane things about the holy God and insulting his character and rebelling against his word with your damnable open theism. So I don't want to hear one damn word out of your filthy fucking mouth.
Smokey, Smokey, I do want to ask you, Josh, what are you doing here? Because I really have pretty much forgotten you.
Nick.
I've forgotten you, Josh.
You're a fucking failure at life and the faith. Get lost then.
Why don't you forget me like I've forgotten you?
Why do you call him a pedophile, Nick?
Me, man. Just leave. I was here first. If you were here first, Josh, I would not have come in. Why don't you just leave? Why can't you forget me? You're easy to forget. Why don't you forget me?
Why did you call Smokey a pedophile without any evidence? What evidence do you have to make?
See, you see what Nick is doing? It is the taunting, the demonic type of taunting with the little pokes.
Are you serious?
With the bits of slander and claims of doxing and claims of all this other crap.
Is it true that Nicholas called you a pedo?
Oh yes, absolutely. Him and CJ both. In fact, CJ said he wanted me executed.
Wait, what?
What, did you not see the screenshot? I could get it for you, Rob, if you want.
Is this
Hey, Smoke Man, if you would just enlarge my new picture here, you'll bring in the female
Penny, I
viewership.
Swear with your stuff, everyone's icon is so small now, I can barely see what's going on.
Yeah, just bring it up, make it big. It'll bring in the female viewership. There you go. This is my cute bad hair morning from waking up in a pool of sweat and throw up from a stupor of partying.
And CJ call you a pedo.
Yes, this is true.
They've been doing this for months.
I'm actually shocked by that, to be honest.
Carrying forward a bunch of rumor and assumption and
pedo in the sense of pay the child. So I think they're calling him really a disciple.
No, there's no. I mean, Kenny, there's no way of dressing this up.
I can't make that any nicer. Happened? Oh, they must be hypocrites then. I can't.
You know what happened is that actually Ryan,
the benefit of the doubt may not be warranted.
Come on, Kenny.
Ryan was being slandered similarly, and the euphemism they created was potato.
Yeah, they've been doing that. This particular crew of people that started the pedo rumors will call someone potato, and then put that out there all over the internet.
And then when confronted, they'll say it means something else, but then you'll catch them in comments clearly contextually saying what.
Yeah, like I probably have somewhere like 15 streams of these people attacking me, calling me a potato file. Well, it's not all that hard to understand what you mean by that.
God, so stupid. Bill is so retarded.
By the way, just so y'all know, if you really want to piss Bill Cuthbert off, just call him Sanatorium Billy, because I got a report from a certain someone that he is now consuming even more beer than ever, smoking more cigarettes than ever, because his buddies each day are calling him Sanatorium Straitjacket Billy.
Yikes. Yikes. Well, poor Bill. Let's pray for the mercy on his soul, because otherwise he's screwed. And, at least I will say this, which I was concerned, as I said multiple times, for his family, as I generally am. When I see these heretics that dig into stuff, you know who I tend to pray for more than anyone is their family. They're the ones I really worry about. The children that are innocent, that are potentially going to be raised in a bunch of blasphemous, vile, dangerous heresy. My concern is really for them. And for the wife, who maybe is just diligently and honestly following her husband's lead in theology. I fear for them.
Well, you're kind of missing something here, because Teresa met Bill in the sanatorium.
Well, whatever. In any case, I fear for the idea that what the after effects are in terms of familial representations and how it filters down. And by the way, a big part of why, Kenny, you have got to be kidding me. You have got to be kidding me with this.
ADD is back.
Man on the water.
Hate more like ADD.
Come up on the microphone. You're getting watered out there a little bit.
Answer the question, you spineless rodent. What qualifies you?
I'm not defending myself to you, Smokey.
Yes, I grabbed my guitar, Nikki.
Because you're not a pastor, you're not a teacher, you're not your own ecumenical council, and no one needs to give a damn what you think about anyone as being qualified or not. You have zero authority, you have zero rights. You're a stupid, idiot, spurgy child.
Okay, let's let God show that of me then. God can tear me down. Okay.
Why don't you learn how to live your own life before you go around trying to police others on theirs? You worthless, leeching little fag.
Why, Smokey? Do you have an argument? Do you have a
I
case
appreciate
to bring?
it, Bob. I want to say though, I want to respond. He was talking about me. I've never policed people on things that I don't police myself on. That's just an absurdity. I don't go around policing people on being responsible with their income and not relying on the generosity of a very low rent so that they can do a period of whatever, as far as responsibility on the pragmatic level, I mean, I don't pretend to be that at all. I don't even know what you're talking about, acting like I police people.
Oh, no, that's a revealing statement.
I'm saying you go around.
Isn't it? He just confirmed everything that he is, because that's not what he goes out and judge. Everything he just said was an admission to what he is, and that he's saying you wouldn't judge people in that thing because he has failed to manage money. He has
Henry
failed
Rollins wrote a song
to
about
be able to
people like
live
that.
independently. He has failed to be able to provide for himself or anyone else. That is
his own butt buddy, CJ Cox flat told me, and I still have the screenshots from my other channel where he said this, that according to CJ, Nick was guilty of domestic violence But it's okay because he repented of it.
That'll come up. That'll come up.
Hey, I've been inspired. Hold on. Hold on.
The guy that was friends with Chuck Smith over at Horizon.
Nicholas, and you have no right. You have no right. You can't even make a biblical case against Gavin, me, or anyone else. You just sit there and whine like the stupid little incompetent child you are. You're not even a Christian. You don't even have the real gospel yet.
The biblical debate is over. I already did it, and that's why you're here like a crying tantrum baby, because you know you lost the debate and it's already over. I did it on my own channel. I didn't need your help.
What debate?
The Book of James.
Yeah, we haven't debated that, Nicholas. We haven't debated any of that.
Who did you debate on the Book of James, Nick?
I don't think you guys are getting what I'm saying. You see, Smokey gives his argument with his behavior. I gave my
I don't think you guys are getting what I'm saying, see?
And now Smokey is throwing a fit because he hates that he lost that debate.
No, I was just...
So he just listen to that again. Like, just I want to make sure you didn't lose that. Like, just listen to what he's saying here.
The Book of James.
Yeah, we haven't debated that, Nicholas. We haven't debated any of that.
Who did you debate on the Book of James, Nick?
I don't think you guys are getting what I'm saying. You see, Smokey gives his argument with his behavior. I gave my argument on my channel. I won the debate, and now Smokey is throwing a fit because he hates that he lost that debate.
I was just like,
I'm the debate executioner. I say that I win.
So he debated me by not actually debating me. He did a video with arguments on his channel and then declared himself the winner of a debate with me.
Holy crap, it's the new G-Man.
That is beyond retarded. I've never heard anything so retarded in terms of reference to a debate ever. That is the dumbest.
Hey, Smoke Man, I fell asleep. I'm sorry. I had this weird dream. I thought like Nicholas was in this debate with you, but you weren't really there, and he declared himself the winner.
That apparently did happen. That apparently
it was a mass dream. It didn't happen. It was a mass dream.
That happened. Nicholas showed up on his own stream to debate me with me not being there, and then claimed himself the victor. That is apparently exactly what happened.
And remember, he had a debate with Gavin on this very subject that he refused to take. So he's even worse than G-Man. He wins.
Yeah, it's pretty bad. That is really anyway. That was that golden moment. That was one of those golden moments for me of like, wow, really, wow, yeah.
Can you make that one make sense?
No, that did not seem coherent at all. I'm sorry.
You're an idiot, Nicholas. You're a stupid child. You know that?
Okay, well, I said what I have to say about you, and I'm satisfied with it. And it sounds like you're making it obvious that I was right.
You know what? You got an open.
Why wouldn't you just ignore me? If it was
so weak
what I said, you would just ignore it. Why are you doing this?
Because Nicholas, because you are garbage, and garbage needs to be put in the can. And I'll tell you what, you got an open debate challenge to you from Dr. Kenny Rhodes about whether or not Smokey is qualified for ministry. You can pick the forum and the time, and he's going to show up and debate.
No, I don't have that debate challenge.
Based off of your language, I would suspect that you're not qualified. I don't do business
with you, Josh. So he's not challenging me to the debate.
He's trying to call you Josh.
That's not a way to challenge me to a debate.
You're a coward. You're a coward, and you're a slanderer, assumptive, wicked, vile, and idiotic. You make judgments and rash decisions based on limited information. You're a
amen. Smokey,
that is amen.
About anybody.
This little cockroach.
Well, Bob,
stupid.
Do you know what Nicholas said about Smokey? He said he was a pedophile. He never justified that. That's a slander. He needs evidence. He needs at least 2 witnesses to prove something. Come on. That is slander, man. Yes, everything that Smokey just said is true.
So he slandered Smokey, and that's wrong.
Oh, my gosh. Here comes Bobby Boy.
My side.
You know what's funny? You just for a moment, I want everyone just to take for a moment and just focus. Look at what just happened. So Bob watched all of what just happened there, and what did Bob do? Bob interrupted the flow of conversation to just state and summarize what was literally just said. That's why it's so. You just never really want Argotha in a room, because he is cancer to conversation. Not only is the man, in fact, we probably will cover this tomorrow, which is going to be where I gave it to Bob a bit too, and I think rightfully so. I'm sick of Bob, and he's going to start popping up in these environments again. I should cover him and expose exactly what a degenerate
I
is.
have some information for you. By the way,
hold on. Well, wait a minute. Wait for that. Hold on. Let me finish. So, but anyway. Oh gosh, I lost my train of thought. Okay. Anyway, Bob is a separate save phrase, but you will notice this right there, that right there, just in terms of an introduction to Bob, that is Bob. Okay. Slow down the conversation, offer nothing of value. Basically just sat there and just repeated what was just said. And I know what Bob brings to the table. I've dealt with Bob. I dealt with Bob around a year ago. I dealt with Bob at such a level and exposed him so fiercely to the community and drew so much focus on his theological failures and incompetence and made him so uncomfortable in the environment that he eventually did leave. I figured, great, well, at least he'll stop talking. Maybe he'll sit and learn. He's learned nothing. He has stayed stagnant inside this disgusting open theism. And if you're curious as to say, well, Smokey, wait a minute. Is the open theism that he holds, is it really that bad? Okay, well, let me give you some statements that Bob would affirm in his theology. God can lie. God can change his mind. God can go back on his promises. God can make mistakes. And God does not know the future. All of those things Bob would affirm.
Bob would also, by the way, deny justification is by faith alone. Bob would deny that there's any kind of penal substitutionary atonement. He's affirmed this on how many streams?
Well, he was hanging out with Praise for a bit. I focused more on the open theism, because that if he wasn't going to give that up when it was so blatantly wrong, there was
Hey,
no
Smoke Man,
stuff. What?
Have you ever heard of the tragedy of Darth Smokey? Or I should say Darth Non-Smokey, the non-wise?
With this. I love you, Kenny. I really do. You know that.
For me, this is like ridiculous enough as it is.
Well, wait.
If you're going to keep talking, Bob, I have to leave.
Wait.
No, I can't. Bob, no. If you want to have the discussion with them, I'm going to leave. This is too dysfunctional. It's too much.
Serving fraud, Nicholas. Go ahead and leave.
Let me make my point, and I'll shut up if you disagree. Nick, is that fair?
No, it's not, because it's just too much with all three of you and me.
Did you hear what I said?
All three of you think this is me, and I just don't need your help, Bob. The way I need your help is for you to be quiet and just let them.
I actually agree with Nicholas in this one moment. I really wish Bob would shut the hell up, honestly.
Make fools of
Go
themselves.
cower in your race car bed in your parents' house, you little bitch manlet.
Nick, did you hear my point?
Yeah, the thing is just that there's just no, I'm not trying to engage them the way that you want to engage them, Bob. So when you engage them in that way, you're trying to drag me into something I don't want to be dragged into.
Somebody else is talking.
Yeah, so Bob, I know you're trying to help, but you're going about it in a way that I'm not willing to participate in it in that way. And so it kind of drags me in a way I don't want,
You want everyone to elucidate on their lives in full detail? Why don't you tell the whole world the full story about how you used to beat women and had to go to anger management then? If you want to make lives and channels and existences about that, why don't you tell the full tale?
That's part of my testimony.
Why don't you tell the full tale?
I'm in the open about it. It's part of my testimony. It was from before I was saved. It was only one woman. It wasn't multiple women. But
how do I know that? How do I know that?
Holy crap.
Women, and then
what do you mean? You know that? You're the one talking. If you're the one talking.
Wow, so just pause it.
Well, Nicholas
Indian?
He just admitted it.
So that kind of confirms Rebecca's subtle, the radar thing you're telling me about, like women have that radar.
Yeah.
So wow, I didn't know that, by the way.
First, like we were having a peaceful conversation, trying to study the Word of God, and it was a good conversation. And then Tom came in here and started accusing Nick of stuff.
Well, you know what, Bob?
Shut up,
about
Bobby.
his behavior, and he's trying to put it on me.
So
No,
that's
yeah,
not my concern.
You impugn me, Nick. There was absolutely no justification to impugn me like that. That's just
You impugn me.
or self-righteous. That's what I'm talking about.
That's my Christian standard. If you want to pull up the Bible, how my Christian standard is wrong.
Then impugn God Himself, you fraud. No, that is so hypocritical.
Well,
God calls people
name the channel
whores.
I go on where I'm totally fine with them putting a woman on screen, not letting her represent her doctrine.
I covered over an hour's worth. What are you talking about, Nick? I had it over.
You didn't
look at the lies. Praise went full depth into that in pretty extensive detail of the doctrinal failures and claims. And I have to give Praise credit because he does his research before he does a show. Like he doesn't do like SFT. SFT sits there, he just sits there and plays video games all the time. No. When Praise does a stream, he's got references, he's got sources, he's got articles, he's got things he's constantly pulling up. He's going into the Greek, he's pulling up scholars. He really does. Praise should get credit. He does a lot of thorough due diligence for a lot of his streams. I don't agree with them all the time, or even in some of the sources, but my goodness, I have to give him credit.
I can confirm. I do too.
For really following through. So that's very unfair and wicked and vile of Nicholas to say that, and very untrue and slanderous. That's untrue. Praise is, he's stating Nicholas is stating out of ignorance and desperation right now and showing his character in the process.
When Praise and I did the Bread of Life dual stream on my channel and his, it wasn't just to lay into Bread of Life. It was because she was tacitly approving of a Muslim that
wait. Ryan, just wait. You're gonna love my edit.
Oh, this is gonna be good.
Soon. Hey, I got one I'm releasing here soon. I hope I'll have it done by tomorrow or at least by the weekend. I'm almost done with it. I'm on the final part of it. And it will have all of that highlighted in it. And the funny thing is Rebecca's good about Rebecca. Actually, I'll give her credit. I don't have to dig deep to find her more embarrassing content. It's always in the first 15, 20 seconds of every video. Like she makes it real easy for me. She's good at communicating with a thesis. And generally the content is disgusting, so the thesis is equally disgusting. So kudos to her. She's made it easy for me to pull the content. So thank you, Rebecca, Bread of Life. I appreciate that. I mean, you've made it easy to expose you as the degenerate you are. Appreciate that. Thank you. Okay, let's get back to this.
Let the video finish when she goes. You know, you took over an hour to not even do the whole video.
Good night, Shayla.
And to constantly call her a slag. Then you emailed me and said that by slag you meant dross. So I had to tell you no. You specified
in a spiritual way. Yes, it works that way.
You specified you could go as far as to say slag whore. So don't lie to my face about what you meant by it.
It doesn't matter. What you meant by it doesn't matter. If you condemn that, you condemn the prophets. You evil little demon. They used that.
No, they did not put a woman on screen.
Defend yourself, you stupid.
If you could show me where our prophets.
Hey, Smoke Man.
Hold on. The prophets didn't put a woman on a computer screen.
Hey, Smoke Man, I have an inspiration I'd like to share with you.
Stupid crap. You can't show me where a prophet did a review stream on a woman on the internet on YouTube and called her a whore. Therefore, it's not allowed.
That's so silly. I'm just packed.
Stage and called her specifically a slag over and over in front of a crowd. misrepresenting what she was saying. If you could show me where a prophet did that, then you might have a case. You guys are false equating your sin with God, the Lord Jesus Christ.
You're an
blasphemy.
He calls people whores, Nick. What do you have your head up your ass? Come on, man.
He's like, I love praise here. He's nailing it home. And by the way, it's so stupid. The idea of, like, he's saying, well, you can't show me where he called an individual person a whore. Like, what does that have to do with anything? The type of, like, I call a group of people a bunch of whores because of their spiritual sellout, but I'm not allowed to say it to an individual who's a spiritual sellout. Make that make sense. How is that possibly a defensible argument, Nicholas? You absolute idiot.
It's called a whore.
You're an absolute moron.
No, Smokey, shut up. Let Tom name a human being.
Revelation, spiritual whore.
No, that is the whore Babylon, the Catholic Romanist sect.
Here,
I'll tell you, I think there's a heck of a lot of Catholics out there that have a much more of a sure shot getting to heaven than Nicholas does. I'll tell you that right now.
The whore, because you put those words in his mouth, quote it from the Bible.
It still works in a systematic way. It's free grace, Nick.
You're so willing to justify your own sin. You're blaspheming God like it's nothing. You guys need to stop.
Okay, listen to this. I need to talk. I need to respond. Shut up, Bob. I need to respond. He called the whole corporate group of people, including women, a bunch of spiritual whores, because that's what they were. And that's what you are, Nick. And that's what Chelsea Bedell is, and the rest of the free gracers. They're a bunch of whores that have sold themselves out to a false gospel, just like you. You're not even saved yet, Nick. That's why you act like a self-righteous, pious little prick and a stupid little accusatory.
Spot on. Spot on.
All right, so what is the true gospel, Smokey?
It ain't the free grace one, Bob.
That's not what I asked. What
ends up happening, because Bob, again, we have to go back to Sunday school whenever Bob's in the room. So and this happens later, which is why it's better for the other review, but I do go through the gospel with Bob. I give it to him, and then he says stupid things, and then I point out his stupid things, and he backpedals his stupid things. He tries to claim, like, well, we don't have to. He basically tries to take the position we don't have to worry about heresy or dangerous doctrine because it's not in the gospel, and you just have to believe the gospel to be saved. And I put a stop to that pretty quickly and made him turn around in on himself and showed how stupid he was. So that happens later. But this is Bob yet again getting involved when I really wish he would just shut up.
Is it? Can you tell me?
Yeah. It's that Christ came to earth.
Guys, if we're doing doctrine with Smokey, I'm going to leave.
Get to answer then?
Do you see that? Do you see that right there? Not allowed to discuss doctrine. Not that he would want to discuss doctrine to correct me and hope for my salvation, or to want to expose me to the truth. No, the judgmental, self-righteous, evil, wicked little demonic prick wouldn't dare want me to possibly be saved. Possibly be exposed to the truth or anything. No, he wouldn't dare want that. He wouldn't dare actually show up and debate me. No, he just wants to condemn me from afar and without me even knowing about it. He wants to do it that way and just cast me out and say I'm not fit to hear, I guess, what would be the incredible theological wisdom that the mental toddler would have to give us. So he's not going to dare discuss doctrine with someone who's lost. Think about that. He wouldn't dare discuss doctrine with someone who he considers to be lost. Think about that for a moment.
Okay,
no, hold on, Nick. I want to hear what he thinks
it is. I'm just letting Bob know. If we're doing doctrine with someone like Smokey, that is not a Christian way to do doctrine. I'll leave.
Oh, why is that, Nick? I'm not allowed to have a belief?
Because you lied to everyone and you won't repent about your lie. Are you the man on the Jesse Lee Peterson show?
No, I'm not.
Okay, that lie disqualifies you. You cannot perpetually lie. We know you are that
man. Then show up and debate Kenny on it. Then show up and debate Kenny on it if you're so sure.
Kenny has something to say to me. He can say it. I don't do business with you.
He's ready to debate you, bitch. He's ready to debate you on your favorite topic, whether or not.
If he is, then he can tell me. I don't do business with you. I don't do business with you.
He challenged you the other night.
I don't.
Smokey,
I have no
what
idea
is-
what you're talking
You're
about.
not-
Okay, he has
you're
not
not a
challenged
leader.
me. I
You're not
don't
a
care
leader,
what
Nick.
you say. If he has
You're not a
something to say to me,
minister.
I'll talk to him.
Nick, you're not a minister. You're
So
not a
what is
minister.
the what is
Where's
the
your
gospel?
qualification?
Okay,
I'm
so
allowed to share my
I am
faith
going to leave
because
because you
I
guys
was
are talking
commanded.
doctrine with him.
You know what? I answer
Shalom
to
to the
God,
true
not
brethren.
you disgusting little shit. And you know what? I was told, oh, run, you
What a
coward.
coward! Yeah, he bows that like
I
he
was
just
told
rage
to
quit.
abide by the
Yeah.
Great Commission to share my faith. I was told by the Great Commission, and I'm not going to be
Hold on.
stopped or
Tom,
limited by that
that's not right.
squirty little demonic bitch, Nicholas.